All right, here are some of my favorite fall larking. Look at how the wash. You gotta look close as the water goes out. You gotta get your eyes in there and start picking up some stuff that's being cleaned up here. Oh, look at that. Can you see it over there? There was a coin sitting right there. It's just a copper penny, but let's see. Well, it's a weedy. Good sign, because there could be some older stuff sitting in here. So I gotta watch the wash, see what pops out. You gotta look under all these rocks, look in the little divots, because stuff accumulates in the little pockets. And especially right here where the wash is coming in, see this? Where you see the screws and the brass come out, that's where you want to keep your eyes open. Some lead pieces. See all the tiny, and these are really tiny little brass nails. Some history to those. See what's getting hidden in here? I really love when these old pieces of lead come out. Look at this stuff. Because again, it dates the area for you. You find old pieces of lead like this, there's got to be old coins in there somewhere. Old fishing weights, lead weights this time of year, stay there. You got to search that area. Similar weights, heavier targets collect in the same areas. So you find some fishing weights. Generally, you know they're a little older if they don't have their brass pin on it anymore. That's a great sign. Okay, just like I said, right after I picked up that lead weight, I uncovered a couple rocks, and already look what else came out around that area. So it was right here. I pulled a big rock off from here. This is right next to where that lead weight was, and I'm still picking stuff out of here. Hopefully, just hopefully, something valuable got caught in here. Got a strange lead piece. It's another fishing lure. I mean lead weight fishing lure. I didn't call it that. Okay, brass. Some more hardware. It's all about chances, right? You gotta play with the more likely area to find something. I know it's driving you guys crazy. I'm using my fingers, don't worry. I've got my scraper here. Then why aren't you using it? This piece of lead. All right, I'll start scraping and I'll put it back on if I find something. I gotta dig a little deeper during this drainage area under these rocks. This looks kind of interesting. I like the top of it. It's obviously wood. I'm gonna say it might be an old clothesline pin, although it looks a little longer than that. And in this area, not really sure what it can be, but I like it already. Oh, it's very, yeah, it's a clothesline pin. Look at that. Wash it off a little bit. I can admit, it can't be super old because I do remember my mom hanging up clothes in the back with one of these bad boys, although the wood looks, well, of course it's a little old. It's probably been out here for 30 years. I like it anyway. Yeah, I just bagged another clothesline and this really cool piece of wood. I thought it was a big acorn, but it's not. That is wood. Some kind of decoration. Top of a cool cane maybe, but a little bigger. Yeah, keep your fingers crossed with this one. Looks cool. I'll try and dig that out. Well, I got it out along with two really cool pieces of pottery that I think are going to be awfully pretty when I clean it up. It initially looked like a slick, but it's got some age to it. It says Illinois underneath, and there is a little pretty embossing up top here with a number 4. So I'm going to keep it. It's in good shape with the cap. Okay, searching another what I hope is a honey hole, but this rock is super hard. Like this piece right here will never come out. That piece will never come out. But I found a softer area in here, and there's a nice bottle sticking out right there. I'm going to pull out, actually dig out, and I got a piece of brass. Look at that great color on that. How cool would that have been? And then I do love these little tiny glasses that used to be storage. It says Vita on the bottom. That's old. That's, I'm thinking, Depression era. Great little cup, reusable. And let's see if anything else comes out when I pull that big bottle out. Not this one, the one right there. Well, I spent some time on some pretty just okay bottles, but this guy just came out. How great would the rest of that thing be? It looks like a windmill painted on there. That would have been a nice huge plate, which looks like a great design on it. An interesting piece that just popped out. Looks very familiar to maybe one of those tire valve covers. I'm throwing a big guess out there. This might be a little bit of a fancier spoon hanging out right here. Wash just brought it out for me. Nope. Something like there's another bowl of one sitting right here too, unless that's the rest of it. No, that's 2 different spoons. I might have some nice decor on it. Another display piece. Doesn't really have any value to it. Well, we'll see when I get it home. Part of a bowl and a spoon. All right, you can see how many shards of glass are just all over the place. So how are you going to recognize a glass gem that blends in with everything else that's here? Now I was just scraping in there and my nose, can you see it? My nose was about 1 inch away from that piece of glass. And I just caught that it had some serious angles to it. Let's see what that is. You can see I can't even get up next to it because I'm sliding in the mud. But this will be coming home with me. What are you? You are not a piece of glass, are you? What the? Look at you. How nice to see you. She's heavy and beautiful. Look at that. Sitting right there. Holy macaroni. I think I may have just found the find of the week. And if it's real, maybe the find of my lifetime. Look at this thing. It's heavy. I don't think glass would be that heavy. All right. Oh, it's a pink. It looked more reddish in there. Look how pretty. Can you see it in the sun without blinding myself? Let's clean it up. I don't care if it's just a glass gem. That is about as beautiful as it gets. Look at that thing clean up. And I gotta say, if it was glass, it would be a bit more scratched up, don't you think? And a tiny little scratch there. Oh, look at this. I love it. I love it. Hi, guys. Congratulating me? Okay. Look at you. Well, I was just deciding to jump ship on this place because the tide's not really out as far as I would like it to be. And we're right at low tide. But look at what I'm seeing already. There's a car right there, and there looks like there's a pretty big X-Acto blade there. What is this thing? Oh, she's wedged in there. Am I ever going to be able to move this guy out? Yep. Well, there she is. Look at this guy. Huh. I'll take that home. Crazy toy. Made in China. It's got some age to it. Looks like a Magnum, maybe. Dodge. Oh, Dodge Charger. Cool. Let's see what's sitting over here. Yeah, look at that thing. That's a nice Stanley. Oh, there's the blade sticking out too. It's a nice pickup. It doesn't work anymore. But I'll clean that up. Get it off the beach. Funny when you pull something out of the mud just because it had some shape to it. That is not a normal looking piece of wood. I almost want to say it potentially could have the shape of a old wooden lure. So I'm going to rinse it off. Try and keep you out of the wind. But you're going to be in it for a second, so I can rinse this guy off. Something's interesting about it. It is. It sure looks fish-ish. So I'm going to bag it up and clean it up at home. See what we got. Yeah. One of the fishermen just told me a guy caught a wallet down here on his fish hook when he casted it out and just tossed it back on the ground. Here it is. I'm going to imagine he cleaned it out. Or there was nothing in it. I should not assume. But why would you leave the wallet? Just pick it up and throw it away. Yeah, there's nothing in there. But it's a nice looking wallet. Look at that bad boy. Oh, I got myself a new wallet. Cha-ching! There's a great sign that got washed up. The water depth marker. Usually these things are right next to bridges. Somehow or another this thing got swept up here. There's a lot of junk on the beach today. Jesus. And sometimes this is why I can't pick up every piece of junk I find on the beach, because I would never be able to carry it all home. So I pick up what I can. Well, can't let this bugger go without a home. And look at this nonsense. Oh God, no more string. No more string. Gotta take the string. All right, so I promised some viewers I would give them a slow scan, which is really going to mimic how I look initially when I get here and I do my repetitive scanning process. The first thing I do is look where all the wash is, and I like this guy because it's an older version. Well, not so much older, but what's going to happen now is it gives me an idea of how much mud was washed away. As I scan through whatever's sticking out on the top layer, you can see how the water's moving. Just about low tide. All of what I'm looking at right now, this would be, I'm pretty much standing where the water would have been above my head. That's how high this creek comes up during high tide. So if it's moving quickly, there's a lot of wash. And sometimes it is hard to see something that's sitting right on top. But the mud gets washed away and things stick out. So if you see something that I don't see right now, scream as loud as you can. Oh wait, did you just say something? See, like, that's peculiar. It's just a cap. But when you see something round like that, you do want to pick it up. There's a lot of broken pieces, a lot of broken pieces. All right, scan it. As I'm scanning it, I realize there was a hole in my boot and water is leaking in. Not so much fun. I guess it's time for a new pair of boots. Rats. All right, do you see anything yet? How about in the water? Now that's usually much more favorable when the sun is out. The sun is out, not out right now. But there's some sections here I can see some stuff popping through. Usually I get some cool pieces of pottery here. You see some over there, but I've seen before. All right, let me get to an area where maybe there is something there that you can scan for. And the only reason I'm filming this bottle is because sometimes the lower buried stuff is coming out older. Looks pretty slick to me from here, but I'm gonna pull that out anyway and see what it is. All right, this might be an easy one. I'm gonna pan across it. Oh, maybe not from this angle. Can you see it right in the middle of the screen? That I think is an old Christmas light. Back to normal. See that guy that just popped out? Look at that. Nice point on it. That is an old Christmas bulb. Oh, pardon me, I think I just burped. How cool is that? I do love my cobalt blues, but I think I pulled out a really nice perfume. Look at that bottle. That's great looking. Twist off, but a great shape to it. Now I already cleaned this piece off, but how cool would this have been if it was intact? Is that an orange squeezer made out of uranium glass? Sure looks like it. How do you not take that home, even though it's busted up? Okay, in front of me I have my entire container of glass pieces that I collect. Can you tell which ones are uranium? How cool is that? I'm going to pull those pieces out. All right, here's a nice pocket. And I did see something interesting in there. Tell me if you can see it. To me, it looks like a little hinge, and it might even have some decoration on it. It should be pretty much sticking out. Can you see it? There's a tiny little hinge, and it does have a little design on it there. All right, this one's a little bit easier. So here's another pool. See a couple pieces of copper sitting in there, but look at what's sitting right around there. Do you see it? I'm gonna say that might be a 1-cent wheat penny. And it is. Can't really pick up a date. I'm sure, oh, 1957. Yep, 1957 wheat penny. Just came out into the opening for the pluckings. All right, you see anything else in there? It's very hard to see when the water's moving. Oh, I see a round thing over there. Do you see it? I think it's just a washer, but you have to look at all washers. Could be an old Japanese coin. No. No, it's an old button. Oh, look at that. It says something on it. Ah, good spotting. Something special. All right, I'll clean that up and we'll see what that says. It's like a little snap. I love anything that has something written on it. Okay, maybe we got some stuff clearing up, so I'm gonna do a little deeper search pattern now. You see anything? All right, scan this area with me. You're gonna see a wash of bottles coming down. I thought I saw something interesting here. Oh, that's a cork top, but it's got a crack in it. Look at all of this. Is it cobalt blue? Yes, look at that. I love those. That's coming home. There's more bottles. That's an interesting bottle. I almost fell. Do you see anything up there? Any marbles? I'm looking for a marble today. Scan down. Oh God, I see so many broken bottles and bottles. I can't grab everything. That's an interesting color. Think about that. How pretty would that have been? Oh, look at that. There's a nice piece sticking out here. Okay. Look around. Some wire over there. I don't see anything crazy. All right, to all my wonderful subscribers who are awesome at identifying things, let me throw this one at you. It's blue. It appears to be glass-ish. It's not plastic. And I don't know what that is. It's probably something really obvious, but that does not look obvious to me. It's an interesting bottle I just scraped up out of that hole. It says pertussin on it. Dura glass, not super old. I wonder if that has anything to do with some like cough syrup, maybe for whooping cough. Or is that pertussis? I like the embossing. Here's a great example of something I grabbed that I had absolutely no idea what it was until I got it home and cleaned it up. Got a nice brass piece out of that hole right there. Didn't look like much at first, but I definitely can see some writing on there. So it might give us a little idea to date this piece. Vulcan, maybe? Regalia might mean off of a boat, potentially. But that's going to be a cool piece to clean up. I think it's Staten Island, might be a patent date. That's good enough to bring home. This is the first of many fall low tides, and I love looking through this stuff. We may potentially have an older whiskey bottle that got pushed in. I like the top of it. It's a slick, it's a twist off too. But it's on the older side, probably 30s or 40s. And yeah, there's the 1 pint side. All right, I'm gonna take it anyway. I wish it was a little older. So I just accidentally dropped one of my targets right here, and then I realized it was junk. I kind of got annoyed initially that I dropped it, but look at what is almost a hand distance from it. Look at this. You can't make this stuff up. I would never have seen this if I didn't drop that. Look at that pretty thing. Mr. Snail. Oh, fantastic. There's my son. That's a beaut. There's Uncle Paul. You're inside a marble. You're inside a marble. Not super old, but we got another bottle mysteriously trying to hide out under this right here. Look at that. It's got some design to it, no embossing. But I'm going to take it anyway.